Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. Any position works. You can be lying on the floor. You can be sitting in a chair. Just find what works for you. You really just want to find a place where you can sit comfortably and feel sturdy. You don't have to shift and move around during the practice. This is also an open eye meditation practice. We don't close our eyes here. However, if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed and you feel more comfortable doing so, go ahead. There's no hindrance. But of course, if your eyes are open, go ahead and just drop them down gently below you. Kind of glancing at the floor, the desk, or the carpet, whatever's just below you. We're not staring or analyzing anything. But we're also not zoned out and blurry. We just have a nice, light, clear gaze directed downwards. You're in a nice, comfortable seated position. Your eyes are open and down. Allow everything to be exactly as it is right now. Allow everything to be exactly as it is right now, without imposing your opinions or your desires. Just listening and observing what is without needing it to change. Have faith in the way things are. We can ask the question or talk about this in a different way. What is here when there are no problems to be solved? What is here when there are no problems to be solved? There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. There's no person to become in the future. What's left? You can't think about it because then you're a million miles away. But you can be it. And if you're normal, I'm probably catching you thinking right now. Wandering off someplace in the future or trying to figure out what is here when there are no problems. There's no need to shut off this thinking. Allow it to be as well. Only we don't have to give it so much of our attention. We don't have to be bamboozled or taken in by the content of our thoughts. We let them go and think exactly what they want to. But instead of following thoughts, bring your attention to the lower belly, below the belly button and above the groin. Just notice this gentle rhythm of the breath. How as the breath comes in, this area expands naturally. And as the breath leaves, this area relaxes all by itself. Instead of following this next thought, stay with breathing in the lower belly. Not focusing or forcing, letting it happen. Noticing the breath effortlessly. Noticing the breath without action. And maybe I'm catching you thinking again. This is no problem. Let the thought continue. As the great Zen master Shunyo Suzuki says, during meditation, we keep our mind, the front door and the back door of our minds, completely open. We let thoughts come and go as they please. Just don't serve them any tea, because then they will want to stay. Breathing. Come back. Come back to breathing. Let your mind chatter on. It doesn't have to stop. Just notice the breath in the lower belly, allowing everything to be just as it is, for no reason at all. Completely effortless, here and now. All right, you can look at the screen. I don't know if you've ever seen, there's you probably have, you know that kind of optical illusion where it's a black and white picture and it looks like there's a vase, like some sort of vase. But then when you look at it in a different way, you can notice that it's like two faces almost kissing. And then you can kind of switch back between the faces and the vase, then the faces and the vase without doing anything, but it's all one picture, right? It's a good analogy for how we can experience this moment. Most of us experience existence as an individual who is separate from the universe, acting on it and getting pushed around by it, right? And we feel this to be true. But right now you're watching this video and it feels like you're doing something. You chose to turn on the video and listen to me right now. There's a you there. Now switch it and see if you can see this you as somebody else watching a video. Something else happening, as if it happens by itself. Rather than you do it, there's a happening by itself. Can you see that? Now, just like an optical illusion, you either get that or you can't see it. You could stare at it, it's like, I can't see the faces. It's the same kind of thing. Or if the next time you're walking down the road, you can, or anywhere, are you moving towards the terrain? Like through it like this? Moving towards it? Are you the one moving, or is the terrain moving towards you? So you can see it both ways. Now, I'm not talking about what is real and what is the reality of the situation. I'm just talking about the way we can experience life. Most of us feel very tight and contracted and frustrated and forcing things to happen. Yet that same feeling of forcing and that same feeling of trying to get things done can also, in the one moment, be flipped and seen as something just happening. And you have no control of it. Like, you can see yourself watching this video right now, but it's not you. It's just a happening, and there's no control. And you can lift your hand and feel like there's no you lifting your hand. It's just the hand lifting, the hand talking. Right now I'm talking, and it feels like it's not Nathan, like a me doing it. It just happens. It's this little psychological flip. And Buddhism, you may have heard this in popular Buddhism, is just remain as the observer of things, not the actioner of things. Observe it. See it. It's the difference between being stuck in traffic, you're in traffic and you're like, "Gah," or being on the side, driving in the free, open lane without traffic and seeing all the traffic go by. You could just see it happen. You don't have to be so involved in it. Or you could take the lesson from the breath. Are you breathing, or does the breath happen by itself? See, it's one of the things, it can happen both ways. When you're not paying attention, you're working, even when you probably didn't even notice you were breathing, or maybe you did, which is good. But there's no effort, I'm putting in my breath. There's just the breath. Sorry, my local area is testing the emergency alarm, and because I live out in the country, I have this little device that spews an alarm. So anyway, happened twice. But you could feel it either way. Are you breathing, or does the breath happen by itself? When you're doing something, you don't notice your breath. It's just going on by itself. But then when you pay attention to your breath and you're like in yoga, pranayama, or ujjayi breathing, It's very deliberate, but it's both. Now, there's something that doesn't change with both of those views. You can be doing it and effortlessly, or there's no you at all, and it all happens by itself. There's something that doesn't change in both of those perspectives. Find that. Become actionless. Let it happen by itself. And look, what notices this? What sees this? What's watching this video? That is the true purchase of what we are doing here. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for showing up for your life. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.